Hey guys, so I just wanted to take a minute and, let's be honest, it's gonna be more than a minute, it's me. But I'm gonna try to keep it brief, but I just want to share a testimony about how God spoke to me recently and how He's been just reminding me of His presence and how He's always got me and He's with me. Also reminding me to rest at times. And I just think it's super important that we as believers share our testimonies. I know there's times when I hear stories of others and how God's worked or spoken to them, and it's just super encouraging, especially when you're struggling. And so I wanted to do that today. Sorry, it's a little wobbly. I don't own a selfie stick. I should probably get one. Anyway, so I shared a testimony a while back. It was part of that series that I made, The Truth Shall Set You Free, and one of the videos in it was the testimony of how God has worked in my life to provide me a home. I purchased a home, and He was very much, His hands were all over that situation. And if you haven't watched that, I encourage you to watch it because it's very powerful what He did for me. And so I closed on that home at the beginning of August, and it's been a great blessing. But I do think there's a few reasons. There's a lot of things about this place that just scream my name, honestly. Like anyone that knows me and has seen it or has seen pictures says the same thing. And I just feel so at peace when I'm here, you know. I'm not moved in yet, but because there's a ton of work. But that's the other thing. I also feel like He knows me, and He gifted me with a heart that can see potential, you know, in situations, in other people. I think that's, you know, one of the reasons I'm a counselor, you know, is because He gifted me with that. Sometimes it backfires on me, maybe in my personal life at times, I don't know. But it is a gift, and an apple fell. But anyway, so yes, He gifted me with that. Sorry, I got off track because, for one, He knows that I would see the potential in this place, and I did right from the start. Like I could just see, and that keeps me motivated. My vision, you know, imagining what it's going to look like. But it's still a lot of work, and most days I'm jamming out to worship music in the backyard, working on. They had like a ton of landscape put in. It probably looked really great at one point, but it's been years and years of it overgrowing, and so it's been like a jungle. So I've just been like putting a ton of work and time into it. And so one day I was getting pretty weary, and I just like looked around, felt defeated, felt like I'm never going to get there, and I just cried out to God and was like, I just need help. I'm so tired. And in that moment, then I remembered that I needed something from the garage, a tool. And so I went to the garage, and it's just so cool to see how God responds sometimes, you know, like He's just so creative, and He just knows us. And first, before I show you how He spoke to me, I'm going to share with you the scripture that's related to how He spoke to me. So when I cried out to Him saying, I'm so tired, I just need help, He reminded me of Matthew 11:28-30, that tells us, Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It's so beautiful. And if you're a believer, you've probably heard that before. But here's the fun part of, like, you know, He's so much fun. So, of how He revealed this to me and reminded me of this. So, like I said, I cried out. I was just like, ugh. And then right after that, I realized I needed something from the garage. I go into my garage and had never noticed this before because it's like dark in there. It's on the back wall. It was like hanging on the back wall. And if I wouldn't have known I knew right away what it was. If I wouldn't have recognized it, probably would have been creepy actually. But I'll show you here. I'm going to have to, and here is what was hanging on the wall in the basement of my house. Now, the cross on the left, I added that because there was nothing on that side. And so, if you're not sure, So that is actually a yoke, which was just referenced in the scripture I talked about. And when I looked up and saw it, and I immediately knew it was, I was so blown away. Like, it hit me so hard, because especially when I realized there was only one side to it. Because I had, I'm single and taking on this new adventure, on my own, which I'm not on my own, and that's what he was reminding me of. And I'm joyful about that. I'm excited about that, actually. Like, it feels like a big accomplishment for me that I'm doing this. But like I said, there's those moments where you have that thought, like, if I had a partner and he was just like, it was just beautiful when I realized, and like, I don't have a physical partner on the other side helping me pull the burden right now. And he talks too about, when he talks about yoke is referenced in the Bible several times, and I want to kind of back up and explain that a little bit for anybody that is not as familiar. But what it is the yoke is what they use for work animals. In biblical times, it was often ox or cattle. They would be on one on each side, so this is a double one. They would have two pulling, and the idea is you want them to both be equally pulling, so that the workload is balanced. And so the other times when it's referenced too in the Bible, we're told that we need to be equally yoked, meaning we should be, when we get married, we should be choosing a partner that is equally yoked, meaning equally a believer, a follower, a disciple of Christ. And non-believers don't understand that. A lot of times they think it's more of a judgment, but it's really about, like, when you're not spiritually equally yoked, then one person is carrying that spiritual burden and trying to carry the other person along, and it is very much a burden, And so when I saw this, and I was like, it's unequally yoked, and then it dawned on me, like, wow, like, he's telling me that he's yoked with me in this. And I realized, like, and that's when I went and got a cross that I had and put it on there, and I was super excited. And it is seriously very unequally yoked right now, but it's in my favor. It was like, because clearly he's more powerful than me, and so, and all knowing and wise, and I've got like the best partner ever for this journey. And it was just the way that he revealed that to me, and so it's like a little project now. I'm gonna clean it up some more, and I have a little wood burner that I sometimes play around with and make things, and I haven't done that in a while, so that'll also be like, just kind of therapeutic. And I'm going to wood burn on it, across it, for my yoke is easy. I'm debating. I'm going between that and just putting like "come find rest," because I know what it means. And then it's going to be like a decoration in my home, a reminder. And I realized too, he wasn't just like, I think it's a reminder for us to take rest at times, and I'm terrible at that. I'm so bad at that. And today's one of those days where, he really reminded me and spoke to me today, which is why this was a couple weeks ago that I found this yoke, and I put the cross on it, but I hadn't taken it out of the basement yet. I hadn't cleaned it up, hadn't done what I'd planned to with it yet. And I get, not only do I get where I overly strive at work, like working here or whatever I'm doing, but it's also even like my fitness stuff, and even just playing outside. Like, I literally feel guilty if it's a beautiful day and I'm not running through the woods or riding a bike through the woods or something like that. And it doesn't matter how bad my body hurts, how bad my back hurts. I feel guilty over that. Like, it's just really hard for me to rest, I realize. And I was back and forth about what I was going to do today. I was going to ride my bike, and then I realized I wasn't going to ride with my girlfriend, and I was like, oh, then I should at least run. And I'm like really sore from all the work I did in the yard yesterday. And he reminded me, brought it to my attention after church, that yoke is in the basement. And so I just came here and said, and I'm not doing any real work. I'm not allowing myself. And I brought it up and just kind of vacuumed it off a little bit and just admiring it and sitting with my Bible on the porch. Beautiful day, beautiful breeze, reading the scripture on it, letting him speak to me about that. And it's just been such a blessing. And I just wanted to share that because it's not just too that he tells us to take rest, but it's even in the work. Like, because he does also call us to work hard and be hard workers, and everything we do, we want it to be for his glory. So it's like, if I'm cutting out roots in my backyard, I still should be doing it for his glory, putting my best effort into it. But that yoke also reminds me that even when we're hard at work, it doesn't have to be as hard for us when we remember. And it's been so helpful when I am struggling with something, like I can't get a root out. Like, it's very rooty and rocky, all the ground here. So when I'm trying to plant things, it's been a battle. But I'll just like pause and I will picture that yoke. And it just, not only does it like encourage me and give me new energy, but seriously, whatever I'm doing seems to like become more effective. I know. And it just does, because I bring to remembrance that I don't do it on my own. And as soon as I remember that, it leaves space for him. And he loves to show up, and show off, like I say, because he just loves when we recognize our need for him. So anyway, here I go, babbling on. But I just wanted to share that because it just was so powerful for me to have him reveal this reminder, this scripture, that he's here for me, all of that, in such a creative, cool way. And I just encourage you to just seek him more. If you don't hear from him regularly, don't give up. It takes us seeking him with all of our heart, and it is so worth it once you start doing that. And he will start communicating back, and more. And you got to also seek him through his word, because, would I have known what that was if it wasn't for being in his word? No. It would have probably just been creepy hanging on my wall. Sorry, I don't know, I'm really emotional today. But anyway, I hope this is a blessing to somebody. I hope it reminds you of how God speaks to us, how worth it is to seek him with all your heart. I hope it reminds you to rest. I hope it reminds you that even in your work, you will find rest if you remember to rely on him. I hope it brings all those blessings to you. All right, have a great day, guys.